Fragrance houses have been charging you $200 for a bottle of alcohol, some flowers, and the audacity to put a French name on the box. We are done with that. There is an entire underground world of perfumes that smell like they belong in a Parisian boutique but cost less than a large pizza. Some of them are dupes. Some are originals that just never got the marketing budget. All of them will make people ask what you are wearing. 15 perfumes under $20 that genuinely should cost more. Counting down to the best. Let's go. Number 15. Zara Red Temptation. We are starting the countdown with Zara. Yes, Zara. The fashion chain that apparently employs a perfumer who has been quietly losing their mind, recreating Baccarat Rouge 540 in a bottle that costs under $15. Red Temptation by Zara is the dupe that launched 1,000 TikTok videos. It is built on the same amber musk saffron jasmine DNA as one of the most expensive fragrances in the modern market. The original costs around $300. Red Temptation costs about $13. Does it last as long? No. Does it project with the same intensity? No. Does it smell close enough that someone will turn around with a slightly confused expression and ask if you are wearing Baccarat Rouge? Repeatedly, yes, and you will pause for exactly the right amount of time before answering. The sillage, the trail of fragrance leaves in the air, is lighter than the original. But the opening notes are genuinely impressive for the price, with that distinctive, sweet, amber warmth that made the original famous. Zara releases new fragrances constantly and discontinues them without warning, so if you find one you love, buy two. They will be gone before you realize you need them. Red Temptation is the warm-up act. Before we move on, if you find this at Zara, buy 2 bottles. Seriously, 2. Learn from the people who didn't and now spend their time writing sad comments about it online. They discontinue without warning, and the grief is real. The perfume coming right after this one is the reason budget fragrance communities exist online at all. Number 14. Dossier Ambery Saffron. Dossier is a fragrance brand built on exactly one premise. What if we told you which expensive perfume we were copying and sold you the recreation for $20? Their Ambery Saffron is a direct recreation of Baccarat Rouge 540. But here is what distinguishes Dossier from every other dupe brand. They use the same raw ingredient suppliers as the luxury houses. The actual chemicals that make expensive perfumes smell expensive are not exclusive to expensive perfumes. They are available to anyone who can afford to buy them in quantity. Dossier buys in quantity. The result is a recreation that fragrance reviewers with blind test experience consistently struggle to distinguish from the original in the first few minutes of wear. The longevity gap is real. A luxury house's concentration and fixative quality cannot be fully replicated for $20. You will reapply Dossier during the day. You will not care even slightly because the bottle cost $20. There is still money left over for dinner and arguably a better evening as a result. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do now. We find deals like this every single week, and you deserve to stop overpaying for things. Because the perfume coming up next is not a dupe of anything. It is an original that just happens to smell like it costs 3 times what it does. Number 13. Prada Luna Rossa Carbon, drugstore alternative, Nautica Voyage. Nautica Voyage has been available at drugstores for about $15 since the early 2000s, and in that time it has quietly become one of the best-selling men's fragrances in the world. The reason is simple. It opens with a green aquatic accord, apple, lotus, and a marine element that is fresh, clean, and appealing in a way that does not smell like every other aquatic fragrance. It does not smell like the ocean. It smells like someone who has their life together and possibly sails recreationally. You will want to be that person. The fragrance is doing a lot of work here for very little money. Fragrance reviewers consistently cite Voyage as one of the most successful cheap fragrances ever made. They are people who have smelled everything. Their opinion counts. Not because it smells like a specific expensive product, but because it smells like money without costing any. It lasts about 4 to 6 hours. The projection is moderate for a daily office fragrance, a gym bag, or a first fragrance for someone new to the category. Nautica Voyage has no serious competition at this price. None. The comparison is genuinely not close. Nautica Voyage is also one of the safest gift fragrances in existence. Need a gift for a man whose taste you do not know. Voyage is always correct. You will give them something that makes them quietly question why they have been spending more. Number 12. Zara Vibrant Leather. Zara is back on this list because they apparently hired someone who had access to a very good collection of 90s reference fragrances and told them to go wild. Vibrant Leather is the closest thing to Creed Aventus that exists under $20. Creed Aventus is the most reviewed, most copied, most obsessed over men's fragrance in the world. It costs between $250 and $350. There are entire Reddit communities dedicated to tracking which production batches smell better. This is a real hobby that real people have. They have spreadsheets. They have opinions. They are not wrong. They have opinions. They are not wrong. You do not need to know any of that. You need to know that Vibrant Leather captures the pineapple smoke birch opening of Aventus at a level that is remarkable for under $15. The dry down is where the gap appears. Aventus develops into something complex, woody, and lasting. Vibrant Leather simplifies after an hour or two, but for the first 2 hours, it is genuinely impressive and will fool anyone who is not paying close attention. For anyone who has been eyeing Aventus but cannot justify the spend, Vibrant Leather is the most accessible way to understand what the fuss is about. That one was for the Creed fans. Coming up is the feminine fragrance that smells like it was made by someone who hates affordable perfume and wanted to prove a point. Number 11. Maison Alhambra Encens Roi. Maison Alhambra is a UAE-based fragrance house that makes one bold decision and then executes it extremely well. They choose a famous niche perfume, make a very good version of it, and sell it for about $20. Encens Roi is their recreation of Killian Black Phantom, which retails for about $260 and smells of rum, coffee, vanilla, and dark woods in a combination that is genuinely unusual and genuinely excellent. The Maison Alhambra version captures the rum and coffee opening with real accuracy. If you handed someone Encens Roi and told them it was a limited niche fragrance from an unknown brand, they would believe you completely. They would assume it costs more than it does. They would probably Google it while still smelling it. The base notes simplify slightly in the dry down. The vanilla and wood in the original are richer and more complex, but the opening and heart are compelling enough that this is a legitimate daily wear option for anyone who loves the gourmand fragrance category. Maison Alhambra produces dozens of recreations in the same format. Once you discover one you like, the rabbit hole is very deep, very inexpensive, and genuinely difficult to climb out of. Most people do not try. Hit the like button if you are already writing a shopping list, because up next is the one that the fragrance community calls the greatest overperformer at any price point in the affordable category. Number 10. Coty Vanilla Musk. Coty Vanilla Musk costs around $8. It has been available since 1991. It smells significantly better than $8 has any right to smell. The vanilla in Coty Vanilla Musk is not the aggressive, dessert-forward vanilla of many cheap fragrances. It is soft, powdery, and warm, layered over a white musk base that reads as clean and intimate rather than sweet and cloying. The fragrance was developed during an era when Coty was competing seriously with mid-range brands and putting real formulation effort into their products. That era is largely over for Coty's main line, but Vanilla Musk survived and the formula has remained largely intact. It is the kind of fragrance that people smell on someone else And assume is a more expensive product. It has the quality of a skin scent. It stays close to the body and smells like the best version of someone's natural warmth. $8. Buy several bottles in case Coty has a corporate moment and discontinues it. This has happened before with beloved budget fragrances, and it is always a tragedy that nobody saw coming. Do not be one of the casualties. 2 bottles. This is the advice. There is a specific compliment that Coty Vanilla Musk earns. Not the dramatic kind where someone grabs your wrist. The quiet kind where someone leans slightly closer during a conversation and seems more comfortable than expected. That is Musk working correctly. That is $8 doing something right. Number 9. Zara Wonder Rose. Zara's third appearance on this list. This is getting out of hand, and we are here for it. Wonder Rose is the closest thing to Maison Margiela's replica flower market, under $20 that currently exists. Flower market smells like being in an actual flower shop. Freshly cut stems, slightly damp greenery, soft rose petals, and a clean, watery note that fresh flowers carry. Wonder Rose captures this specific mood with surprising accuracy. The rose is present, but not aggressive. The green notes are genuine. The overall effect is fresh, floral, and subtly sophisticated in a way that most budget floral fragrances completely fail to achieve. Most cheap rose perfumes smell like the inside of a gift shop at a heritage site or someone's grandmother's handbag. Wonder Rose smells like a carefully considered fragrance that someone actually thought about before releasing it. The lasting power is the predictable weak point, about 3 to 4 hours of good projection before it becomes a skin scent. Reapplication solves this at zero additional cost. The bottle is $15 and will last for months. There is no drama. There is no inconvenience. There is only slightly better smelling air around you. Rose done right on a budget. The perfume arriving after this one is a different category entirely. Orientals fans, this is yours. Number 8. Al-Rehab Silver. Al-Rehab is an Egyptian perfume oil brand that has been producing alcohol-free concentrated fragrance oils for decades. And silver is the one that consistently blindsides people who encounter it for the first time. It costs about $4 for a small roll-on bottle. The scent profile is fresh, aquatic, and slightly woody. A clean, masculine-leaning fragrance that is completely inoffensive in the best possible way. The alcohol-free format matters here. Perfume oils do not have the initial blast and fade of alcohol-based fragrances. They develop more slowly, sit closer to the skin, and often last longer because there is no evaporation from the alcohol carrier. Silver tends to last 6 to 8 hours on skin. For $4, this is extraordinary. The projection is intimate rather than room-filling, but for a meeting, a date, or any situation where you want to smell good to people close to you, that is exactly right. Al-Rehab produces an entire lineup of affordable fragrance oils. Once you buy silver and realize what you have been missing, the rabbit hole opens. Crown is their woody oriental. Rose gold is their floral musk. Each costs about the same as a coffee and lasts longer than most things that cost considerably more. The one coming after this was an underground obsession before anybody noticed. Number 7. Adidas Moves. Adidas Moves is a fragrance that has been discontinued and re-released multiple times because people keep losing their minds when they stop being able to find it. It is a clean, sporty, slightly aquatic fragrance that smells genuinely good in a way that is disarmingly simple. There's no trick to it. It does not smell like anything niche or exotic or conceptually interesting. It smells like a person who showers, makes reasonable choices, and has a clean apartment. This is more desirable in a fragrance than most people admit out loud. Everyone secretly agrees with it. That combination is rarer than it should be in the affordable fragrance space, where the temptation is always to add complexity to justify the existence of the product. Adidas Moves made no such mistake. It is clean, it is fresh, it lasts a reasonable amount of time. It costs around $10 when you can find it. The men's version and the women's version are both excellent. The women's version leans slightly floral. The men's version leans slightly woody. Both smell like decisions made by confident, competent people. Subscribe right now, because the perfume just ahead of this is the one that fragrance reviewers use to humble people who spend $500 on a bottle. Number 6. Zara Orchid. Zara's fourth and final appearance on this list, and this is the one that makes the most fragrance people genuinely uncomfortable. Orchid by Zara is a recreation of Tom Ford Black Orchid, which retails for approximately $180. It is dark, rich, and complex. Truffle, dark chocolate, blackcurrant, patchouli, amber, and orchid in a combination unlike almost anything else in mainstream fragrance. Zara Orchid captures this specific DNA more accurately than most people expect a $10 fragrance to be capable of. The opening is dark, slightly sweet, and genuinely intriguing. The dry down simplifies but maintains the dark, warm character that makes the original memorable. Does it smell exactly like Tom Ford Black Orchid on a full-hour dry down? No. Does it smell like the idea of Tom Ford Black Orchid? Absolutely yes. Does it smell like the kind of thing someone wears when they have excellent taste and do not need you to know how much they paid for it? That is precisely the energy. For anyone curious about the dark Oriental category, Orchid by Zara is the most accessible entry point available. Start here. Work your way up if the category holds you. It is the answer to the question, what does $180 worth of perfume philosophy smell like for $10? The answer, it turns out, is pretty good. Drop a comment telling us which of these you are buying first, because the top 5 starts right now, and these are the ones that will make you look at your current fragrance shelf and feel genuinely annoyed at yourself. Number 5. Pacifica Island Vanilla. Pacifica is a cruelty-free, vegan fragrance brand that operates entirely under the radar of the mainstream fragrance community, and Island Vanilla is the product that should have made them famous. It is a vanilla fragrance, but the specific construction is what makes it special. There is a coconut underpinning that keeps it tropical rather than bakery, a subtle floral note that keeps it feminine, and a white musk base that extends the longevity considerably. The concentration is genuinely good for the price. Island Vanilla projects reasonably well and lasts 4 to 6 hours. That is competitive with fragrances that cost 3 to 4 times as much and carry significantly more self-importance about the whole thing. Pacifica's entire fragrance line operates at the same standard: clean ingredients, serious formulation, prices that seem impossible given the quality. Island Vanilla is simply the most consistent crowd pleaser in the range. At around $16, it is on the higher end of this list, but still well under the $20 ceiling. It genuinely overperforms every expectation by a margin that is difficult to explain without just telling you to go buy it. Pacifica also operates with a transparency that most fragrance brands actively avoid. They list their ingredients and publish their sourcing standards. In the fragrance industry, where ingredient secrecy is the absolute default and brands guard their formulas like state secrets, this transparency is genuinely unusual and worth rewarding. Number 4. Hermès in Jardin, Sur le Nil, drugstore alternative, Bath and Body Works, Japanese cherry blossom. Wait, hear us out on this one. Bath and Body Works, Japanese cherry blossom costs around $8 during a sale, which at Bath and Body Works happens approximately every 2 weeks. It is a light, fresh, cherry blossom and sandalwood fragrance that smells considerably more refined than its price and retail environment suggest. The cherry blossom note is soft rather than artificial, which puts it ahead of most cherry blossom fragrances at any price point. The sandalwood base gives it warmth and woodiness that most fruity floral fragrances lack. The overall effect is clean, feminine, and genuinely pleasant without ever becoming boring. This is not the kind of fragrance that will make people stop you in the street to ask what you are wearing. It is the kind that makes people feel comfortable around you, subtly notice that you smell good, and not quite be able to explain why. This is, arguably, the best possible outcome. That is actually quite difficult to achieve in fragrance. Most cheap fragrances either announce themselves aggressively or disappear entirely. Japanese cherry blossom sits in the middle, present, pleasant, and appropriately understated. $8. Genuinely good. 3 more to go, and every single one of them is the real thing. No compromises, no apologies. Number 3. Lattafa Asad. Lattafa is a Dubai-based fragrance brand that prices their products for the global mass market while using ingredient quality that is notably higher than the price point suggests. Asad is their take on leather and tobacco orientals, a rich, smoky, slightly animalic fragrance that opens with tobacco layered over woods, leather, and amber. A touch of sweetness stops it tipping into ashtray territory. It is bold. It is confident. It has already decided it is staying. The longevity of Lattafa Asad is genuinely impressive. 6 to 8 hours of projection with a dry down that lingers well beyond that. For a fragrance in the $15 to $18 range, this performance is difficult to explain without acknowledging that Lattafa is genuinely trying. Fragrance reviewers consistently describe Asad as a fragrance that has no business being this good at this price. The tobacco, the most difficult note to execute cheaply without smelling synthetic, is handled with real skill. For anyone wanting to explore tobacco and leather orientals without committing to a $200 bottle, Asad is the correct first purchase. It is also the correct second purchase once you realize what you have. Someone will ask what you are wearing. You will tell them the price. They will not believe you. You will enjoy that moment every single time without exception. 2 more. These final 2 are the ones we debated longest, genuinely asking ourselves whether we had simply lost all perspective. We had not. They are genuinely this good. Number 2. Maison Alhambra. Jade Maison Alhambra is back for their second entry, and Jade is the one that fragrance communities cite most frequently when the argument is made that expensive perfume is partly just expensive marketing. Jade is their recreation of Juliet has a gun, not a perfume, a cult minimalist fragrance built around a single aroma chemical called ambroxan. Ambroxan smells like clean skin, warm amber, and something difficult to describe except as expensive person standing near you. Not a perfume costs about $130. Jade costs about $15. The math is not complicated, and yet somehow it still surprises people every time they actually smell it, side by side. The ambroxan in Jade smells correct. There is no synthetic harshness, no cheap aldehyde note, none of the tells that budget fragrances typically carry. It smells like a fragrance that has thought about itself. The cult appeal of the original is one note, done well, worn close to the skin, indefinitely polarizing. Jade achieves that same polarizing quality. Some people will not smell anything on their skin, ambroxan does not project, and they will look at you with polite confusion. For other people, it is the most elegant thing they have ever smelled, and they will immediately want to know how to order it. Test before committing. Ambroxan is genuinely skin-dependent, but if it works on you, nothing at this price point performs quite like this. Nothing close, at any price. The broader lesson of Jade is that fragrance pricing is a story about distribution, marketing, and retail real estate, not the chemistry. The chemistry is available to anyone who wants to use it seriously. Maison Alhambra wants to. This is the whole story. Number 1. Drugstore. Dupe legend, Lomani AB Spirit Millionaire. Lomani AB Spirit Millionaire retails for around $12, smells remarkably close to Clive Christian No. 1, and has never apologized for either of those facts. It is not that kind of fragrance. Clive Christian No. 1 has historically retailed for over $2,000 per bottle, one of the most expensive fragrances ever sold commercially. It is built on a complex combination of ylang-ylang, grapefruit, cinnamon, sandalwood, musk, and civet in a formula that is genuinely extraordinary. AB Spirit Millionaire does not replicate that complexity. It captures the feel of it warm, rich, spiced, woody, and unambiguously expensive smelling in a way that does not require a mortgage to experience. The projection is substantial. This is not a skin scent. This is a fragrance that will walk into a room before you do, introduce itself, and stay after you leave. For anyone who finds most fragrances too quiet and apologetic, AB Spirit Millionaire solves that problem with zero apology. The longevity is legitimately impressive, 6 hours minimum, and often considerably more on warmer skin. You will not need to reapply during a day of normal activity. That is more than can be said for fragrances that cost 20 times as much and are deeply proud of their concentration levels. $12. Smells like $2,000 worth of aspiration without the $2,000 worth of self-consciousness that usually comes with it. The gap between those two numbers is the entire argument for this list, for every list like it, and for reconsidering your entire fragrance budget starting immediately. If you have been paying full luxury price for fragrance and never explored what the affordable category offers, AB Spirit Millionaire is where the education begins. It is deeply satisfying to wear to events where you suspect other people paid significantly more for theirs. You will smell just as good. You will have considerably more money for dinner. This is the correct outcome. 15 fragrances, none of them over $20. Every single one of them embarrassing a product that costs 10 times as much somewhere on a department store shelf. The perfume industry's best-kept secret is that the markup is not for the smell. It never was. Drop your favorites in the comments. Click the video on your left for more deals that should not be this good. I'll see you there.